This podcast is sponsored by the Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo Chamber of Commerce, hosting the Midwest Agriculture Summit June 28th to kick off the 2022 Midwest Agriculture Week. The summit will address agriculture, trends, challenges, legislation, and innovative technology with national businesses, elected officials, and industry leaders. Get involved at fmwfchamber.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Inforum Business Beat podcast. I'm your host this week, Thomas Avanella. It was a packed week for our business team, so let's start things off with your news rundown. As part of her ongoing Kid Bosses series, Inforum reporter Tammy Swift gave us all the details Monday on 3 area teens who started their own car detailing businesses. In Fargo, Oak Grove Jr. Griffin Casola has started Top Shelf Detailing. What started as a side hustle has turned into a full-fledged business now. His prices are modest too. What might cost $500 elsewhere is only $300 to $350 from Top Shelf. It's even helped Casola afford 2 luxury cars of his own, his dad's old BMW 328 and a 2003 Audi RS6. Meanwhile, 2 Moorhead High School seniors have started Car Kings. It's an on-the-go detailer that, like Top Shelf, has transformed from a way to make money over the summer into an auto-cleaning machine. Car Kings offers reasonable prices ranging from $250 to $350. Over in West Fargo, Helmut Schmidt reported that the Pizza Project is ready to fire up its ovens. Brian Day, who also owns Traditions Restaurant and Bar and Traditions Liquors, said the Pizza Project's opening is long overdue. He had originally planned to open 7 months ago, but shipping delays pushed back the timeline. The Pizza Project will be focused on just pizzas to begin, but the plan is to add more menu items like sandwiches, hoagies, and calzones later on. Day uses his own recipes for the dough and sauce. Hours for the Pizza Project are 11 a.m. to midnight, with a lunch buffet offered from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekdays. Horace added a much-needed business when the medicine shop opened there recently. The pharmacy is a welcome convenience for the bedroom community. Located at 8001 Jack's Way, the shop fills prescriptions and offers over-the-counter medicine as well. For those in a hurry, a drive-thru will soon be added. Hours for the medicine shop are 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. on Fridays. It's closed on weekends. 2 local women will soon be opening a home decor store inside West Acres. Ashley Halverson and Stephanie Nelson co-own Amadco, which carries wall art, vases, shelving, hutches, small tables, and smaller accessories. The store is planning to open in July in the mall's JCPenney wing. Halverson described Amadco's style as, quote, modern and classic. The business's online shop is already operating and can be visited at shopamadco.com. West Fargo lost a casual dining sports bar when Buffalo Wings and Rings abruptly announced its closure Tuesday, June 14th. Via a Facebook post, husband and wife Al and Mary Hauk said the closing was a, quote, very difficult decision. The Hauks invited patrons to visit other Buffalo Wings and Rings locations in Bismarck and Minot. The Pines Wedding and Event Venue in Davenport recently opened the Pines Black, their second events venue. The Pines Black features 13,300 square feet of space. That includes an indoor ceremony space, reception hall, and wedding party suites tricked out with golf simulators, pool tables, and more. The Pines Black, describes owner Blaine Mikinen, takes everything that already worked at the Pines White and gives it a, quote, modern twist. That comes through in a look that Mikinen categorized as refined and industrial as opposed to rustic like Pines White. Inforum reporter Tammy Swift never fails to deliver unique business stories, and she did so once again this past week. She'll be visiting with us this week to discuss her recent story about a pair of twins who started a business that, as Tammy writes, helps campers honor their inner diva. Of course, we're talking about Fargo Glamping. Tammy, thanks for stopping by.
You bet. Good to see ya.
So, just to begin here, tell us, what exactly is glamping? Explain glamping to us.
Well, okay. Glamping is a trend. It's actually been around for over a decade, but as many things, it's taken a while to get to Fargo. It's a mashup of the term glamour and camping, if you haven't heard of it before. And so it's basically enjoying the outdoors without any of the inconveniences of the outdoors. So not, if you don't like sleeping on the ground or leaky tents or mosquitoes or food burned over a campfire, glamping's for you. It is basically camping for the high maintenance.
So this is not for the rugged individualists, is it? This is for the people who appreciate the finer things, right?
Not at all. I'm sure the rugged individualists would be highly bored and would maybe chop up all the luxury items and burn them in a bonfire so they could make campfire stew. So, yeah.
And as I said, this is started by a pair of twins here in Fargo, Judy and Janet. How did they get started with this?
Well, as identical twins, I kind of had the feeling that they are usually on the same wavelength. Like they communicate really well and they kind of are drawn to the same ideas. And both of them actually happen to really like camping. And as they were telling it, they were just driving their kids to school one day. This was a couple of years ago in the fall of 2020. And Judy just sort of remarked off the cuff to Janet, we should open a glamping business. And they said, well, Judy tends to be kind of the thoughtful one, the kind of, let's think about this a while, let's measure the pros and cons. Janet is more of the get her done one. And so Janet was excited about it and she immediately started researching. And they found out that the only remotely close glamping business is in Minneapolis. And so they seem like North Dakota is certainly big enough for glamping. And so they, within a week of this first idea, they had already ordered their very first tent.
And so now we know what glamping is. We know who's behind this. What sort of glamping setups are available?
Well, I was kind of amazed at this. They are graphic designers, so they have a really good visual sense and they really like to decorate. And you could tell they offer like 9 or 10 different packages and they all have a very unique look. They have like a cabana package if you want to feel like you're on the beach. They have a pretty and pink one, which is exactly as it sounds, very feminine and girly. They had a Northwoods cabin one, boho chic model, a safari themed tent complete with large stuffed animals of the jungle, and a tie-dyed one for your inner hippie. And so besides these very cool themes, they also give you all these things to make your glamping very comfortable. Like instead of a sleeping bag or one of those squeaky air mattresses, you get a real Tempur-Pedic bedroll, bedding, cushions, furnishings, decor, snacks, cool lighting, whatever else you need to make yourself comfortable.
And all of this sounds well and good, but here's what I'm hung up on. Here in North Dakota, I don't see how you can glamp during winter months. It seems like the glamping period has got to be very small. What did you kind of find when it comes to that?
It definitely is. Camping, unless you're like a winter camper, which of course most glampers aren't, it's kind of like gardening. I mean, you just have a very small window for doing it. And so they were pretty smart about this. They actually they consider their outdoor season to be from April until the end of October. And so when it starts getting a little bit frostier, they have space heaters and all these things to make it really comfortable and cozy in the tent. But they also add this whole line of indoor tents. And these are just like little individual tents, very popular, especially with kids. And yet you also get all of the accoutrements of the outdoor campers. So all the cool bedding and decor and lights and everything else.
And all of this sounds really fun to me. It sounds like a really interesting concept that they've hit on. But what's kind of the response been from their customers? It's what it sounds like you detailed in your story that they've been pretty busy.
They really have been. And I think it took a little while to take off because of COVID. On the other hand, COVID was kind of the perfect time to camp in your own backyard. So, in a way, that also worked for them. But, as word has spread, people have gotten really excited about this. They said one night they had like 23 different beds that they had to set up and then take down the next day. And they said that was a little too busy. But it seems to really be appealing, like I said, to parents with kids who are just tired of trying to come up with an idea for a party. They've already tried the pizza party and the skating party and everything else. But also like women, like groups of women who want to have a girls' night out, because they also sell things like little add-ons like spa packages. So you can, hang out in the backyard in your fancy tent and pretend like you're 13 again. And I mean, who doesn't want to do that? And they also said once in a while they get couples who like it's a different kind of anniversary celebration. So, and probably cheaper than going out to eat and staying at a super fancy hotel. So, yeah. So it seems to be hitting on all kinds of demographics.
And that leads perfectly into something that I wanted to ask you. Glamping, like you said, it's a way to honor your inner divas. So, do any men go glamping? I'm dying to know.
Well, I think you should set the trend, Thomas. I think you should be the first one and just boldly go where no man has gone before. No. But actually, they said there's room for men to go glamping. They do have this Northwoods package, which is not frilly. It's more like a Minnesota cabin. So I think if you can get over the stigma of saying to your guy friends, hey guys, want to go glamping? I think actually if you all did it, it could be kind of fun. I mean, it'd be like Boy Scouts light, like Boy Scouts the easy way. So yeah.
Exactly. It's just breaking these glass ceilings in men's glamping, really, is what's going on here.
Precisely. Why not own your inner diva? We all have one. So
I know I have one. And that was Inforum business reporter Tammy Swift on her latest story about Fargo glamping. To read the full story, visit inforum.com. Tammy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Thomas.
That wraps up this week's episode of the Inforum Business Beat podcast. I'm your host, Thomas Avanella. For more on all the stories we detailed this week, visit inforum.com/business.
Inforum is proud to be a part of the Trust Project. To learn more about our ideals and commitment to trustworthy journalism, go to inforum.com/policies and standards.